Welcome back to the Edulexis Python course. Today is day 64, and we are leveling up our web scraping skills. Up until now, we have learned how to scrape a single web page. But what happens when the data you need spans across 10, 50, or hundreds of pages? Today, you will learn how to scrape multiple pages using loops and crucially how to handle rate limits so your scraper doesn't get blocked. Let's dive right in. Before we write code, let's look at how websites organize large amounts of data. They use pagination next buttons, page numbers like page 2, page 3, or the load more buttons. If you want to gather all products, articles, or quotes, you cannot rely on just one URL. You need a strategy to loop through dynamic URLs automatically. Let's see how website structures change as we click through pages. Take a close look at your browser's address bar when you click a next page on a target website. Notice how the URL changes. For example, it might change from quotes.toscrape.com/page/1/ to quotes.toscrape.com/page/2/ single That predictable pattern is our golden ticket. Because the URL follows a mathematical sequence, we can easily generate these links dynamically using a simple Python loop and f strings. Let's write our first multi-page loop in Python. We import beautiful soup and requests, just like before. Then, we use a standard for loop, say for page in range 1, 6. Inside the loop, we construct our URL dynamically, URL equals http://quotes.toscrape.com page/. Let's run a quick test. Print to verify that our script is successfully generating all 5 page URLs correctly without any errors. Now that our loop generates the correct URLs, let's plug our scraping logic inside it. We send a requests.get URL request, parse the HTML with beautiful soup, and extract the elements we want, in this case, the text of each quote. Watch how the terminal outputs quotes from page 1, page 2, page 3, and so on, seamlessly. We have just automated multi-page extraction in under 10 lines of code. As ethical developers at Edulexis, we want our scrapers to be polite guests. Being polite means not overwhelming small website servers. How do we show politeness in code? We introduce deliberate pauses between requests, and we identify ourselves properly using HTTP headers. Let's explore how a simple delay can save your script from getting permanently banned. The easiest way to slow down your scraper is by using Python's built-in time module. By adding time.sleep, inside our loop, we force Python to pause for 2 seconds after scraping each page. This small break mimics human browsing behavior, giving the server time to breathe and drastically reducing the chances of triggering anti-bot security firewalls. Let's add this to our script right now. To make our scraper even smarter and less robotic, fixed sleep timers can sometimes be spotted by advanced monitoring systems. Instead of sleeping for exactly 2 seconds every time, we can use Python's random module. By calling time.sleep random.uniform 1.5 for 0, our script waits a random amount of time between 1.5 and 4 seconds. This variability looks entirely natural to server monitoring tools. Another reason websites block scrapers is missing or default headers. When requests makes a call, its default user agent string explicitly says Python requests text.y.z. Many servers immediately block anything that isn't a standard browser. To fix this, we create a dictionary called headers containing a legitimate browser user agent string and pass it into our requests.get URL. Headers equals headers, call. Let's see how this masks our script as a real browser. Even with delays and headers, things can occasionally fail, maybe a page doesn't exist, or the server drops connection. If our script hits a broken link, it shouldn't crash entirely. We should check the status code using response.status_code. If it equals 200, we proceed with scraping. If it returns 404 or 500, we log an error message and safely skip to the next iteration using a try except block. Now let's assemble everything we've learned today into one complete, robust script. We have our dynamic URL loop, our custom user agent headers, random sleep delays between page requests, and status code error handling. Watch as we run this comprehensive script live in our terminal. It scrapes page 1, pauses politely, checks status codes, scrapes page 2, and collects all data cleanly, without any server blocks. Collecting data in the terminal is great, but we need to store it permanently for analysis. Let's integrate Python's built-in CSV module into our multi-page scraper. As we loop through each page and extract quotes and authors, we write each row directly into a CSV file. By the time our 5-page scrape finishes, we have a pristine CSV file ready for Excel, Pandas, or machine learning projects. Before we wrap up, let's cover a few common beginner mistakes. First, infinite loops caused by miscalculated pagination ranges. Second, forgetting to handle connection timeouts. Third, ignoring robots.txt files. Always check a website's robots.txt to see what pages are allowed to be scraped. Keeping these best practices in mind will save you countless hours of frustration. Congratulations! You have successfully learned how to scrape multiple pages and handle rate limits safely and ethically. For today's Edulexis assignment, write a scraper that extracts product titles and prices across at least 3 pages of an e-commerce sandbox site, incorporating random sleep delays and custom headers. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to Edulexis, and turn on notifications. See you tomorrow for day 65.
Thank you for watching. Like if you learned something, share with your circle, and subscribe for more.